Welcome back into Good Morning Maryland. New technology captured the attention of the federal government. Now today, the Federal Trade Commission holds a meeting to talk about something called voice cloning, its uses, and possible abuse. This morning, WMAR2 News' Mallory shows you why it was invented in the first place, how it already helps people dealing with certain health conditions, but how it could potentially cause you financial harm because if it matters to you, it's a matter for Mallory.
It's been reported that a thief used voice cloning to convince a British energy company executive to wire more than $200,000. While these crimes are extremely rare, there's concern that as the technology becomes more widely available, it could be used by the wrong people.
I can just type stuff into a text editor and then push play and it will say it.
Text-to-speech has helped those without a voice communicate, but the technology has advanced.
Now the voice can sound like your own.
We first really got involved in this when we copied Roger Ebert's voice.
Sarah Prock in Scotland is one of several companies offering voice cloning software. In addition to Ebert, they recreated the voice of a longtime Washington radio correspondent.
The U.S. Supreme Court has basically punted on the issue of legislative gerrymandering
After a rare neurological disorder made it hard for him to speak. And they helped a 12-year-old quadriplegic boy with cerebral palsy sound his age.
I'm Andrew, a synthesized Scottish accented child's voice from Sarah Prock.
And you realise how important it is to them, how personal it is to them, how much it is part of their being, really, to be able to speak.
Our voices are part of our identity, some that are so recognizable. You know who they are.
I know Santa Claus well. He's a great guy. Very smart.
But is it really them?
Our nation is at war against a far-reaching network of violence and hatred.
These voices were recreated by Sarah Prock, a benign example of other ways voice cloning can be used, but the Federal Trade Commission worries about malicious counterfeiters.
I pick up the line and it sounds just like my husband. And my husband says, "Hey honey, my phone died. I had to borrow a phone from my friend because I forgot we had a payment to make and that's due today. Could you please make that payment?"
Even without voice cloning, many have fallen victim to scammers pretending to be a grandchild.
Could there be something that alerts you that, hey, this might not actually be the real person on the other line, even though they sound similarly like the real person?
These are questions the FTC hopes to have answered by industry experts in a public workshop.
How they are distinguishing between a real human voice, your real voice, and then a potential clone of your voice.
And the ethics of voice cloning. Can anyone take clips of your voice and recreate your sound without permission?
There's no clear legal framework for how people's identity in terms of those voices is protected, and that needs to change.
Dr. Aylett knows that as the technology becomes more available, this could become an issue. But there's also no going back.
The ability to express yourself, to tell jokes, to have this sort of timing, to sound annoyed. You know, I mean, these things are things we take for granted when we have a normal voice.
And for now, it's being used to help those who've been silenced speak again. Some other uses include podcasting or audiobooks. If you're interested in voice cloning, Dr. Aylett recommends banking your voice, taking a few hours to record yourself speaking in a quiet place so you'll have it in case you ever need it.
That is Mallory's Foster reporting. Now, if you've got a matter for Mallory, she'd love to hear from you. You can just send her an email at mallory@wmar.com, or you can find her on social media. She's all over Twitter and Facebook as well.